Have you heard the news? Did you hear it yet? Look at this guy. I can see you. You haven't heard the news yet, have you? Oh, amateur hour. This guy hasn't heard the news yet. The breaking news! That we back. God, that was terrible. Hello guys, how are you getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly and you're very welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Verdict. I hope you guys have had a good day. After what feels like a fucking eternity, we're finally back in the studio. Life has been crazy recently. I said it in my most recent verdict, but you know, it's good. It's all good stuff, but we're back where we belong, in the studio, ready to talk shite about football, which is just home. Feels like home. Do you know what I mean? Once again, we've got our green, yellow, and red box. Obviously, you know what they are at this stage. You don't need me explaining it. You don't need me wasting your valuable time explaining the rules of this series, which, if you don't know how it works now, 32 episodes in? I don't know what to do with you, to be quite honest with you. Get some help. Seriously. I'm in a good mood today. I'm sure you can probably tell. And I'm sure you can actually probably tell why. Because Chelsea FC are in the fucking green box for this week, lads. It's been a pretty tough last couple of match days, I'm not going to lie to you. Obviously, the disappointment against Real Madrid, which I did discuss on my TikTok. Go follow me on there, you frauds. And obviously the Brentford game, which Chelsea obviously got the stinker box. But what a way to bounce back from those two really disappointing defeats. I'm not sure what Thomas Tuchel put in the cereal on the morning of Saturday morning when Chelsea were heading down to the south coast to face Southampton. But whatever it did, it planted a rocket up their arses as they beat Southampton by 6-0 at St Mary's. The second highest win we've had this season, obviously just behind the 7-0 win over Norwich at the beginning of the season. And wow, unbelievable. I think there's no better way for a team to respond than to not only win, but win in the emphatic sense that Chelsea did. Marcus Alonso and Kai Havertz both on the score sheet. It was also braces for Mason Mount. And get this, Timo Werner, ladies and gentlemen. He loves a goal against Southampton, clearly. And you just love to see that kind of response from your team. Like, I was really annoyed about the Brentford game. I was actually even more annoyed about the Real Madrid game, funnily enough, even though you would consider losing to Brentford as being a worse result than losing to Real Madrid. But just the way you bounce back, to come back and win emphatically, like the intensity was there right from the beginning. Chelsea were 3 or 4-0 up after like 25 minutes. It was essentially game over. And Southampton, you know, as good as Southampton have been this season, and they're obviously going to survive comfortably once again, and how good Ralph Hasenhüttl is, you just know that this team has this kind of result in them every now and then. Like we were talking about it a few days ago. Obviously you've got the Chelsea game the weekend. Man United bet them 9-0 a couple of seasons ago. Leicester bet them 9-0. Chelsea fans will not complain. To score 6 and win so emphatically and to respond the way they did, Chelsea, in my opinion, deserve to go from the red box last week to the green this week. Absolutely top stuff. Do you know what else is top stuff? The fact that we have a title race on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Not a title race that's, not even a race, more like a slow walk with one person not really getting the memo and just running ahead of everyone else. A proper title race. We had a big title showdown on Sunday between Manchester City and Liverpool, a game really which a lot of people felt like was going to be the decisive game in the Premier League this season. And where I think, not exactly accurate to say that was going to be the case 100%, it would have been a good indicator as to who was going to go on and win this title. And after the 2-2 draw at Anfield towards the beginning of the season, it's only right that we got a 2-2 draw once again, and another classic Premier League encounter between two of the best sides the league has ever produce. And I say that with chest because I absolutely mean it. I think these two games that Manchester City and Liverpool... Why am I waving this around? I'm not sure. I think the two games that Manchester City and Liverpool played this season have both been very, very different, in the sense that the game at the start of the season, you were looking at it thinking to yourself, this is a very, very balanced game. Both sides were going punch for punch, both performing just as well as each other. But today I felt like Manchester City would probably be the more disappointed that they haven't been able to go on and get all 3 points in this game. They took the lead after just 5 minutes, thanks to Kevin De Bruyne, who also scored in the game at Anfield back towards the beginning of the season. He starred alongside Phil Foden that day. And then a goal pretty much against the run of play, but a beautifully worked goal by Liverpool, involving a ball cross from Robertson to his opposite fullback Alexander-Arnold, who touches it down, and Diogo Jota, once again proving to be the man for the big occasion in front of goal for Liverpool to equalise. Manchester City then retook the lead just before half-time thanks to a really, really good Gabriel Jesus goal. Very, very sus defending by Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think I must say. It's one ball over the top. Trent kind of just presumes that Jesus has veered offside. Honestly, on first viewing, it looked like it, but a really, really smart finish as well, in off the underside of the bar. Not an easy one at all from Gabriel Jesus. I think it's something like his first Premier League goal since like September, which was against Chelsea, if you can remember that. And Liverpool overall just got absolutely outplayed in that first half. Their goal, I felt like, came against the run of play, but they really did respond well at the beginning of the second half, thanks to Sadio Mane's goal after a really, really good ball by Mo Salah. Terrific finish by Mane. 2-2 is how it finished. City did have a goal disallowed by VAR thanks to Raheem Sterling offside. And a 2-2 draw leaves it, you know, as you were, I suppose, with a very open title race. I do think a draw is probably more beneficial to Manchester City, as it is for Liverpool, because obviously Manchester City are still top of the league. And I do think Manchester City have an easier run-in than Liverpool. Liverpool still have to play Tottenham again. They still have to play Man United again, which, you know, might not necessarily be tough games for them, but there's potential there for them to drop points in those games. And with Man City's running, you just don't see them dropping too many points, which why for me, Man City have been the favourites for this title for a long time, for a large majority of the season. And Liverpool have done incredibly well to claw back what was like an 14 point gap. But I don't know, I just think City have the easier run in, and I do think they are going to go on and win this league title. But a really, really classic Premier League fixture today, and I really, really enjoyed it. It made me say wow on a couple of occasions. That's why it's in the yellow box, and we can't not discuss it in some form at least. On to the stinker of the week then, and I'm glad to report that Chelsea FC are not returning to the stinker box for the second week run, and it is in fact going to a team who I don't think haven't actually been in this box for a long time, Manchester United. Obviously, I'm going to talk about Everton. We've talked about Everton a lot the last couple of weeks, and how genuinely they look in really big trouble. And especially after the game on Wednesday, which I didn't talk about when it happened, Burnley beating them by 3-2. And same as the title race, you look at Burnley's run-in compared to Everton's. Burnley's is a lot easier, and a lot more points can be attained when you look at the fixtures. Obviously, they went and lost to Norwich today, so that obviously blows that theory out the window. But Sean Dyche said to his Burnley team at half-time at Turf Moor on Wednesday evening that this Everton team don't look like they know how to score or win games. Well, it's alright, because Man United helped them out. It was a 1-0 Everton win. Anthony Gordon, who has been one of the, if not the standout player and one of the few shining lights in Everton's season, he got the goal. His shot took a deflection off Harry Maguire. That was a pretty good impression, I'm not going to lie. To make it 1-0 to Everton. Manchester United disgraced, and realistically, that club is stinking from top to bottom at the minute. Down in 7th position in the league, and for me, I think any chance of Man United getting top 4 is gone now. For me, it's between Tottenham and Arsenal that get 4. Toxic. Ralph is just not in charge of that dressing room at all. They're trusting him to go up and pick the next man, whether it's going to be Ten Hag or Pochettino. Harry Maguire is moving mad in the sense that he's claiming handballs done by his own teammates. And Cristiano Ronaldo is throwing his toys out of the pram by slapping the hand of an Everton fan and breaking his phone. And I will say this about Ronaldo. He's gone on to apologise and invite the young man to a game at Old Trafford to watch Manchester United play. I mean, surely the lad has been through enough that he doesn't have to sit through 90 minutes of shite at Old Trafford. Like, seriously. All jokes aside though, Man United stinker box, a massive win for Everton, and I am delighted for Frank Lampard, because it would have been tough for him to hear what Sean Dyche came out with during the Burnley-Everton game during the week, and his side responded really well. They showed something that we haven't seen from them in recent times, and that's a bit of guts, a bit of determination, a bit of bollocks, to be quite honest. Alright lads, that's where we're going to wrap it up. Let me know if you disagree with any of the boxes. If you have any other suggestions, leave them down in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Helps me out somehow, I'm being led to believe. Also subscribe, that would help me out even more. Notifications on so you're notified about every single time I upload. And yeah, we'll see you next time lads. Good luck.